Good morning everybody. So today I want to talk to you about a piece of kit, or a couple of pieces of kit actually, that I've been using for a couple of years now, and I didn't know what to expect at first. They got kind of good reviews, so I just bought them based on reviews, but they've actually turned out to be pretty bloody good. They're not perfect, but what piece of kit is. But I want to talk to you about the Godox AD200 off-camera flash. So yeah, you get them in a box like this, and I don't normally unbox things that I've been using for a while, but just want to show you the case that you get with them because it is really nice. It's got like a hand strap there so you can carry it. It's a hard shell case, and it's got nice foam inserts in there which hold everything, and it's also got a strap on the back so you can attach it to other bags as well. So if you're travelling and you want to take one of these internationally, put it in there, stick it in your suitcase, nothing's going to happen to that. It's absolutely brilliant. So for a budget flash, because this is what we're talking about today, that is a really nice addition. So let's get on to talking about the units. They are, let's get past it, not the prettiest of things in the world. Here I've got one with the Fresnel head on, and here I've got one with the bare bulb head on. We have the controls on the rear. We have a tripod mounting socket on the bottom, and we've got another tripod mounting socket on the side as well. So these are really handy for attaching to stands via the umbrella clamps. You get one included. It's kind of a cheap plastic version, it's nothing like a Manfrotto or anything, but it's nice that they include it and it works pretty well. Been using these for 2 years, I've not managed to break one, so good job. Yeah, they are powered by a lithium battery, and that battery is just a normal rechargeable lithium battery, but they seem to last forever, and that is probably the biggest advantage of going from our old Canon Speedlights, which went through AA batteries like crazy, to being able to go through one of these on a 10-hour wedding day and not even use 3/4 of it. So massive advantage there. So yeah, just a massive battery compartment. You get a charger with these. They charge in about 2 hours from flat to fully charged, which is remarkable, and you get a couple of thousand flashes out of them, which is absolutely brilliant. Couldn't ask for more than that. The heads are interchangeable, so let me remember how to do this. So I actually keep these Magmod transmitter bands on them all the time, so when they're in my bag I can just kind of, as soon as I feel a rubbery bit, I just pull it and I know I'm going to kind of pull a flash out of my bag. Saves you rooting around in dark venues. Oh yeah, there's some little clips on the side here, and then the heads just clip off like that. So that's the actual flash unit, and then the heads are interchangeable. You can actually get an extension cable as well, so if you want to hide this and then put the flash head just like this in a place where you couldn't fit a full flash, then you can do that, no problem. I've not got those because I've never really seen a need for them. I like to keep things as simple as possible, and so just the included Fresnel head for weddings most of the time with some Magmods. And in the studio I love to use the included bare bulb head for putting in an umbrella or a softbox. For doing commercial photography, just yeah, fantastic addition to have that, because I hate using Fresnel flashes inside umbrellas and softboxes because the spread is never any good. You can't use them in a beauty box or a beauty dish or anything like that because the spread pattern isn't right, so you need a bare bulb head. So to be able to have a bare bulb head on one of these and interchange it, so I've got 2 flashes in one, can't ask for more than that again. Now, in terms of power, these are 200 watt seconds, so they're about 2 to 3 times a Speedlight if you're used to working with Speedlight power. So it's quite a lot more power, whereas sometimes when we were shooting Canon we had to gang Speedlights together on a Lastelite tri-flash and do things like the olden days. So you'd have multiple flashes, a trigger, triggering those multiple flashes on one stand. Now we've just got one light which can do it all from a single point source, so you don't get multiple reflections, which is great. They're also great for using outside as well. So you can get a little bit closer to overpowering the sun if you want to use some fill flash, or if you want to really kind of F it up and drag your background in, but add some pop with a rim light. There's enough power in one of these to be able to do it. So yeah, they are really flexible. They're a lot more powerful than a speed light. They are bigger and heavier. Sorry, I've got a V1S here. Take the dome off so you can see the actual size of it. But extended, it's a little bit bigger than a speed light, but realistically I keep them in my bag like that, so it's quite a different proposition. You also don't have the option to put one of these on camera, so you lose that little bit of flexibility. So if you want to use bounce flash, if you want to use a bit of on-camera flash in a really dark place, then you need to carry one of these as well. So that's the downside. They are an off-camera flash system. They are not kind of a do-all everywhere flash system, because if you try to mount one of these to your camera, they are heavy, so your arms would fall off in 5 minutes, so I wouldn't recommend it. In terms of triggering, I reviewed the Godox X Pro S trigger a couple of weeks ago. That's what we use to trigger and to control these. And not only can you control them in different groups and channels, but you can also turn on the modelling light, and that's another big advantage of having these flashes, is that they do have a modelling light, even though it is quite weak, so you can see where your light is falling, like a video light, before you take the shot. So you can see you're at least pointed in the right direction. So compared to speed lights with no modelling lights, that is a massive advantage. What we used to do with speed lights is we used to have, again, the tri-flash. We had two speed lights on it, and we had a video light on it as well, so we could point the light around and see where it's going. This saves a load of setup time, it saves a load of expense, and it saves a load of room in the bags, so it's the simplest solution. Things like the Profoto B1s have got much better modelling lights, but they are like 10 times the price, so I would expect them to. But to have that, especially live at like a wedding or an event where you just need to know that your flashes are pointing somewhere in the right vicinity so you can tweak, having that setup time kind of shortened is absolutely invaluable. Saves you loads of time and means you can spend more time creating shots rather than messing around with your lights. The Fresnel head attached is kind of more powerful than the bare bulb head, as you might expect, because Fresnels are more efficient because of the lenses and the way it focuses the light through it. But there's still enough power in the bare bulb heads. In a 32-inch umbrella, I've been using these at about a quarter power at f8 ISO 200, so yeah, loads of power, loads of flexibility there. I mainly do little kind of product tableau setups with them, about the size of this desk. If I was doing anything bigger, I'd consider getting some bigger lights or some more of these, but for what I do, they're absolutely great. If you do any kind of smaller product photography, I also do headshots with these. They're absolutely fantastic. One key light in an umbrella, and then just a fill light with either a grid or bounced off a white card or something. Honestly, it's a dream 2-light portable setup that you can just take around in your normal camera bag. A couple of Manfrotto Nano stands and you're done. Absolutely brilliant. So those are the good things. Those are the things that I like about them. What I don't like is the build quality feels very kind of budget and plasticky. And I know at this price point there's always got to be kind of give and take, and you're always going to have to compromise on something, and it is the build quality and the feel. Like, you know, you kind of squish it about and you can feel plastic moving around a little bit. It's not dead cheap, it's not like that really thin flexy plastic, but it's just got kind of a cheap feel to it. After you've been used to like using Elinchrom flashes and stuff like that, like really decent gear, you kind of get used to the quality of it. And even like the Canon and Nikon first party flashes, they have a certain kind of premium feel to them, and you know they're made out of good stuff. Whereas when you pull this out, you're like kind of embarrassed to show it in front of a client in case they kind of see it, so you have to stuff it in a softbox quick and hide it. But yeah, at this price point I can't really complain. The other thing is all the controls are on this kind of flat plastic patch on the back. There's an LCD screen on there, and I've seen quite a few people who have just hit it in the wrong place and smashed that screen, and it's not replaceable. So that is the weak point of it, so you're going to be really careful about that. So I'm always super paranoid about packing these. I never pack them like that. I always make sure they're in a bag like that with a pad up against this end, and then I protect them with a MagSphere over that end. I don't know where they are now, but I'll show you. Yeah, so they're fully protected front and back. So that's my only kind of concern with that. Other than that, I can't really see many negatives about them. They are portable. They're a lot more portable than a studio strobe, because let's not compare it to a speed light, because it's not a speed light. It's more powerful than that, and it is designed to be a miniaturized studio light. And at being a miniaturized studio light, it is extremely good. The recycle times are incredibly fast, there's lots and lots of power, the wireless connection is really reliable, they take hardly any time to actually power on, and the modelling lights are good, and yeah, the lithium batteries are just sensational. Not having to worry about double A's that kind of, they start out full power and you get your full kind of recycle time, and as the batteries die, the kind of curve goes down and you end up with like recycle times of 8 seconds and misfires and all sorts of things. This is like the same consistency from the first shot to the last shot, and then it just dies. So yeah, absolute revelation, that being able to take these two batteries. Took me a while to be able to trust it. I used to take the chargers with us everywhere just in case it was a fluke and I hadn't actually shot that many frames with it or whatever, and I needed to recharge during the job. Now I don't even bother. I take one charger, it stays in the emergency spares bag in the car, but I've never needed it. Been 2 years, 150 something shoots, pre-wedding shoots, weddings, commercials, events, stuff like that. Never needed it. So yeah, that's just me being paranoid. So I will absolutely trust the batteries now. I really like the whole package that you get. I love that they give you accessories such as the bare bulb head to give you the flexibility there. I love that they give you the umbrella mounts and the nice case and the good lithium charger, and it even comes with caps for the batteries for when you're packing them away. It's like a, let me show you, plastic transit cap for the battery so the contacts don't come into contact with anything and discharge the battery. It's really well thought out. I do appreciate the kind of touches they've gone to make this into a more premium product. For what you're getting, don't expect kind of Mercedes build quality, because it's really not. But for the price, they are absolutely fantastic. I'm going to continue shooting these for as long as possible, really, until, you know what? I can't see any reason why I would realistically want to change these. They work well with modifiers, they do everything we need to do, and they are cheap enough that if they break, I'm not going to cry, because if I broke a £2,000 Profoto light on a shoot, that's a very, very expensive mistake to make. Whereas these are about £225, £250, still a good chunk of money, but it's not the absolute end of the world if you shoot all year and at the end of the year you have to chuck one away and get another one, because by that point you've made your money on them. So yeah, all in all, I'm really impressed with the Godox AD200s. I will continue using them kind of until the end of time if they will let me. They work really well with the Sony system, and they work with any other brand as long as you've got the right trigger for it. So for that reason, I really recommend these flashes. Yeah, so if you're kind of considering buying one of these and you've come for a bit of inspiration on whether to buy or not, yes, I would recommend it. Overall, yeah, I would. I love the V1S that I showed you before. I did a full review on this as well the other week, and I absolutely love this. But when you just need a bit of extra power, there's nothing like a 200 watt second studio light to kind of bring it. So yeah, although I would be happy shooting all on V1Ss, I actually love having the headroom and the flexibility and the power to use the AD200s like most of the time when I'm using flash, and this is what I grab rather than this. This is like my on-camera solution, and in an emergency I can clamp it to something and it's an off-camera light in a dark situation. But in the vast majority of situations, this is my light, this is what I use. Anything you see on our website over the past 2 years, flash-wise, has been shot with 1 or 2 of these, and yeah, couldn't recommend them enough. Give them a go, let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, that is it. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Hope it's inspired you to get out and make some flash work, to simplify your rig, to get some more kind of powerful flashes, and to go outside in the daylight and make some stuff that you couldn't with a speed light. So I've got loads more reviews coming up. I've got tons of gear to get through, and I've got some how-tos as well. I'm going to be doing a couple of mini series as well, so watch out for those starting. Really appreciate it when you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button as well so you can see when I've got a new video coming out, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.